later on. Okay, so hopefully everyone have already seen the updates on the portal, but there are a few queries which we received through email. So that's why I believe it's important to clear these doubts. So if you check on, just give me a moment. Okay, this is our learning management system, so everybody can see that. Okay, and this is where your learning will start. So you need to click here, start learning, and then you have access to all the material and all the uploads which I have done for learning purposes. So we have already done with previous live session, but I have also uploaded a few videos. For example, what exactly systematic literature review is, which I'm going to cover in this live session as well. Then we have how to develop your research question. So that's important when you are here, and with the each session or with the each upload, I have already given you the exercise file, which may be the content which I have presented. It is in Word file, and also available all the details of the session here. And also there is another section we call it comments. Okay, that's really important for me and for you as well in order to improve our learning process. So what you need to do is, when you click here and the comments, you can comment anything. Okay, so what I need from you is, in the comments, please type your research question. When you have any session which you have already studied, and I ask any question at the end of that session or that video, there is any task for you to be done. So please, when you do that, please comment here and give me feedback. Okay, this is my finalized research question. So then I can learn more about your work, and then I can help you in improving your work more efficiently. So that's how we need to use this learning management system. So if there is any confusion on this, please raise your hand, or you can unmute your mic and let me know if you have any question around it. Okay, so question around learning management system. Everything clear? So videos are being uploaded. The templates are already available, and with each video, I'm providing you some learning material, very brief learning material, not of learning, because I know most of us, we are really busy in our daily routine and also the job life. So I want to make this as easy as possible for you, so we can learn in a better, efficient way with the use these AI tools. So in the last videos, I have already explained how to develop research questions using elicit.org. I have already shared a video where I have already given methods of improving your research question from the normal thoughts to bring research question. Okay, so that was the first video. So let's talk about today's session. I want this session to be more interactive. So if you have any question during this, please go ahead, ask me questions, or you can unmute your mic and tell me your questions. Okay, so let's quickly, because this is already available in one video which is uploaded on the portal, but from this live session, I just want to take it a little quickly. Yeah, any question here? Okay, so let's talk about the systematic literature review. Quickly, I'm going through these steps which we must need to follow in order to complete our systematic literature review. These steps in different research, in different books, they may be 6, 7, or 8 different steps, but these all steps are common in nature. And if I summarize them and all the research, there are only 5 steps which we must need to follow. When we are doing our working, we will be following these 5 steps. So whenever you are working on systematic literature reviews, please be careful. We are just using these 5 steps, but there are, some other maybe researcher which have 6 or 7, but these 5 can cover all 5, 6, or 7 different. They just broke other steps like search strategy into 2 and then reporting into 2. So don't worry. So these are 5 common steps which widely used for systematic literature review as the rule of thumb. Okay, so Bisma, I missed last session how to get the for if you have missed any session, it's already available on your portal. Okay, so the last one, if you check on the first module, it is available introduction. In under the introduction, you will find a video of previous session, live session. But remember, the method of learning in this course is simple. I'm not going everything live. Okay, a very little information in the live session, because I want you to watch short videos, do your work, and then discuss with me in the live session. So that's why the live session has been created. It's not to teach you, but it's for discussion. So that's why it's important. If you have any question, anything, you can discuss with me. So the live sessions videos are already available on your portal. And since we have many participants from different regions, so I have divided the live session into 2 different live sessions. One is on Friday, 3 p.m. and the second one is on Sunday, 10 a.m. Different timing because of the region, so I want everyone to participate. So there are 2 groups now. You can join any one of these. You can join if you're free on Friday, or you can join if you're free on Sunday. So take it easy, it depending on your schedule. So you can just follow any of these live sessions, or you can follow both if you want to learn, and if you have any questions, so you can clearly join both sessions. So that's really possible. So what I'll do, I'll upload the videos of Friday session and the Sunday session separately, so you can understand that these videos are from Friday or from Sunday session. Okay, so let's move on. Systematic literature reviews. I'll be going through these a few steps quickly, and we will be doing some practical work, which is really important for us. Okay, so the first step is conceptualization, where you will develop your introduction, the introduction part of your research article, or even if you are writing thesis. Obviously, you need to develop some conceptualization. You need to develop a clearly formulated research question, which I have already identified how you need to do that. So that part where you will find out clearly defined research question, and a very important thing, this research question should pass the Goldilocks test, which I have already explained in the previous video. If you check on that, you need to apply that Goldilocks test as well, and you need to identify whether your research question is suitable or not for a systematic literature review. But this first step, conceptualization, where you will develop idea, you will clearly identify your research question, and you need to have some idea of existing literature around that concept. How we do that, I will explain that in this video. And once we are done with that, the second step is preparing ourselves for search strategy. We need to develop keywords, we need to develop protocols, we need to identify what are the key sources or key websites where we want to search our literature. So that's really important to develop that strategy before we do that. And once you are done with that, we need to extract the data, which usually we extract in the Microsoft Excel form, which I'll definitely explain when we are in step 3. Okay, so each step I will explain, and I will practically tell you how to do that, and you need to follow me. But for now, I'm just telling you the overview of the process which we are following. Okay, and once we have that extraction, we will be using different tools and techniques to synthesize or analyze our finding, or analyze our records or research articles. So there are many tools available at every stage of your systematic literature review, and especially for analysis, we have quite huge variety of different sources and different softwares and different AI tools which can assist us quickly to understand what literature tells us about that particular research question or the particular problem. So that's where you will be using extensively AI tools. We are using them since we started with the conceptualization, but the most important effect of these AI tools and techniques would be on your synthesis and your analysis. And finally, when we are done with that, all we need to report. Reporting is your, or presentation is your fifth step or the last step, but that's not the last step technically. We are doing, or we are reporting since we started with the conceptualization. In the last video, I have already explained how to develop a research question, and from that research question, it means that we are already in reporting. How we do that and how we start writing parallel, and then we need to refine at the end. So the fifth step, the reporting, that would be continuous step. You will start from the beginning and until end, but at the end, when you have everything ready, that's where you need to prepare a complete research article and improve all your writing and trim unnecessary part of your research, and whatever is according to the journal requirement, you need to follow that. So that is the reporting point of view. Although we'll be doing reporting throughout the process, but still I have another last session just for reporting standards, and we will discuss how we report and improve our research, and then we can just finalize our research paper. And then at that time, I believe everybody, if you follow me, would be able to complete your research question, and I would be able to review your research question, and we can find out if possible, if you are interested, we can find out some avenue for publication as well. Okay, so this is how this systematic literature review process will be working, and how we will be working with this course, Mastering Systematic Literature Review with AI Tools. And these 5 steps will be doing quickly, okay, very quick. Last time, if you check on the videos, the module 2 video where we were talking about the research question. So I have already uploaded that video, research question development, and I use this particular website, illicit.org, for research question brainstorming. Okay, now what you need to do exactly is, if you go to this website, illicit.org, you will see this interface first. Sorry, not this one. This interface, ask a research question. This is not we are interested in. You need to go to this button or this link, tasks. When you click here, you will find another handful of options for doing some brainstorming with this website or with this AI tool. So I'm interested in brainstorm research question, not the first screen. Okay, so when I click here, now this is where you will do all your brainstorming around your research question. So this is where you can improve your research question, and the video is already being uploaded. So when you are on that video, please, when you refine your research question, you have identified, finalize your research question, please type your research question in the comment box so I can understand and I can comment on your research question, so we can learn in a better way and we can improve, especially if your research question is not accurate, if your research question is not right, it means that you have highly possibility that your literature review will be not according to the standards. Okay, so let's move on. So what I did, I just use illicit.org to develop research question, and these are 2 research questions which I have developed in my previous video. I developed that. You can watch that video and follow my steps, and you can have your own research question. I started with general ideas, but then I refined my ideas and I brought these 2 research questions. There are many different types of the research questions which I have already identified in that video, but also in the content. But remember, in systematic literature review, we don't want to use many research questions. So we want to use only one research question. Now there is one question, it should be in your mind. So why I choose two research questions here, not one research question? Remember, in systematic literature review, it's really important if you just follow one research question, and if you have multiple questions in your mind, please do parallel systematic literature reviews for all research questions separately. It's not one go. But why I have two different research questions? Because these two research questions are technically talking about similar thing, and I can just merge them into one research question. How, for example, how could smart contracts be leveraged to optimize digital supply chain? So smart contracts are basically a blockchain application. These are the programs and the software which allow us to complete any transaction based on any particular conditions. For example, if I say, okay, if I complete an online file download, my payment should be released to the to particular vendor. Or if you check on the booking.com, when you buy or you rent some property there, or if you book some hotel there, they will keep your money and they will not do the transaction to the hotel until and unless the last date or the conditions which they have already specified are met. These are called smart contracts. Okay, so just this, I'm just giving you an overview of this. So what we're doing, I'm talking about the leverage to optimize digital supply chain and then challenges. So if I combine them, these are the opportunities, prospects, or challenges. Okay, so prospects or challenges of smart contracts in digital supply chain. So I can combine these two research questions in one. So because they are talking about the pros and cons of smart contracts. So that's why I choose two, but it depends on your choice. You need to be very careful and choose only one research question for the first time, and then you can learn about all this process, and later on you can do your own experiments as well. Okay, now we have these research questions, and if I check on my template which I gave you in the introduction section, we have three different things which we need to fulfill. For example, define the key issues here, provide information on existing body limitations or a limitation on existing body of research, and define your research questions. So these are basically the prompts which I'm planning to use for Chatgpt. You can use Chatgpt, you can use Bing, or you can use Google Brad as well. The Bing is Chatgpt 4, and Chatgpt is just Chatgpt 3.5. I'm showing you on Chatgpt because that is really famous nowadays. But the Brad is also, I think, fair enough. But the Bing is really handy tool. I will upload some videos on using Bing and Chatgpt in parallel, so you can understand what are the differences between these two tools and how we use them. Okay, so what exactly your Chatgpt is, if I click here, and this is the interface of Chatgpt. Okay, so let me just reactivate it. Now you can see that the Chatgpt May 24 version. This is 3.5. If you want to go for Chatgpt 4, you need to upgrade your package, and you need to pay. But we don't need to pay because Bing is also Chatgpt 4, and it allows us access to really important sources and even the live pages for free. So that's why we can use Bing, but I will create a video and upload on the portal for Bing separately so you can understand those. Okay, now when we need to interact with this technology, with this AI tools, we need some, we call that prompt engineering. Okay, it's quite a complex task because these language models, they understand the command, the way you interact with them, and that's called the prompt And the process through which we create different prompts, it's called prompt engineering in simple words. Okay, so now let's discuss as a researcher what type of prompts we can use and what are the important ways of interacting these tools. First thing, if you remember, I discussed many times in my videos as well, in introduction section as well, in first live session as well, I discuss about the standardization of keyword. Now, why I need standard keywords? Because they are really important to fetch information from these AI tools. They are really handy if we use accurate keywords. Okay, otherwise we will not get the exact or the right information which we need. Okay, now let's talk about the standardized keyword. Now this is smart contracts and this is digital supply chain. Both of these terms are really standardized. And that is where I use elicit.org, which helped me to identify or brainstorm my research question, and they gave me ideas. And these ideas were around these standard keywords. Okay, so if your keywords are not standard, elicit.org will give you different options where you can find, okay, these are different keywords which are standardized. When I say standardized keyword, it means that these keywords are largely used in the literature, in the body of knowledge, so we can extract that information. Sometimes our concept is not new, but the way we explain that concept, the word we use to explain that concept, that might not be standard. So in that case, you will not get a lot of information from the literature. So that's where your problems comes in when we are doing systematic literature review. Sometimes we think that the concept is really new, but the concept is already available with different synonym, with the substitute words. So that's why it's really important for us to make standardized keywords and standardized words which can be used in as a research question. Now let's check our first step. So I am just copying this first research question and I want to paste that research question here and just enter. Now this is a ready-made research command or prompt, okay, for this tool. So why I want to do that? Because I am planning to develop some idea around my key research question. Okay, I'm not using this Chatgpt to write for me, but I'm trying to explore some ideas around my research question so I can understand what is happening in the literature. So it's really clear. This command or this prompt, it really work, and smart contracts have significant role in optimizing digital supply chain and increasing so efficiency, transparency. So it gives me a lot of information. So what I need to do is I need to copy this information and I have just pasted that information in the introduction section of my template, which I have already uploaded on your portal. Okay, so once I copied this one, paste here, I am not using this information for writing. Please be careful, because we don't want to do any unethical practices. So we'll be using these technology to the limit where the ethical considerations are still part of our research. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to develop some understanding around these concepts. So I started this research question the way I have a very little idea about the work, about the literature, and the rest, the AI technologies will help me to grow my knowledge quickly. Okay, so that's where the AI technologies are coming in. So I copied this one, and then the key concept: automation and streamlining processes, increased transparency, enhanced traceability, improved security, efficient payments and settlement, better supplier management, data analytics, and insight. So these are a few key terms. Okay, just check on this. I have just highlighted these because they are keywords. They are the main benefits of using smart contracts in digital supply chain. Obviously, when I'm writing, I need references. I need how different researchers are talking about these concepts. But for now, what I'm doing is I'm just developing an idea. Okay, what are the key benefits, the key information around that smart contracts can be leveraged to optimize digital supply chain. So this research question give me these clear ideas from ChatGPT. Yes, I can access this information by reading a lot of different research article and then group them into different categories and will come up with this idea. So that's where ChatGPT helped me to organize my thoughts already. It's already there. Now, when we'll be going through the literature, there might be some new ideas. Remember, there is always, uh, you know, a room for new ideas. I will be including those ideas, and then we can come back to our introduction and improve that based on the new ideas, because that would be the real outcome from the research article. So this is just from ChatGPT, but it's really a good start for me. Okay, so this is the leverage. Next is my second research question, which is what are some of the challenges? Now, these challenges, in my case, these challenges are also limitations, okay? But if you don't have different research question, you can just write this prompt, provide the limitation on leveraging smart contracts to optimize digital supply chain. So this limitation is a keyword, okay, is a prompt which you can use to highlight through ChatGPT what are the key limitations in your area on the body of knowledge. Okay, so that's really important to understand. So I have checked the uses, and I have also checked the existing limitations. Okay, so what are the key issues with the utilization of these smart contracts? So again, I use this. I have already copied here. Okay, now you can see integration, standardization, scalability, governance and legal framework, data privacy, Oracle readability, reliability, learning curves, and adoption. These are key limitations. Okay, so this one, I use this command, provide the limitations. Okay, and then I use the same command, provide the challenges. Okay, so one is for limitation, and then one is for limitation and challenges. In both cases, ChatGPT gave me almost similar answer. It means that the limitations and challenges are almost same. So you can change or you can play with the prompts. You can use challenges. You can use limitations on the body of knowledge. So both prompts are accurate and will give you accurate result. Okay, so these are key concepts which I have received from ChatGPT in order to develop my idea around my research question. Now, I copied these two things in my introduction section. I'm not saying that I will use this writing, but this is a really good start where I have idea, I have key concept in my knowledge, I have standardized keyword around that concept with me now. So I'm ready for next stage. And this is really, really important to identify the knowledge around your key research question so we can understand what's coming next. And there might be some new concept, but maybe not so many because we have almost covered everything here. This is the first step from your research question to develop your idea, and now we have a lot of standardized concepts around us. Now we can understand what type of literature will be coming in for us, and we need to deal with these type of the concepts in incoming sections as well. Okay, so this is how you are going to ready. You are conceptualizing your problem clearly. So we have research question, we have key information around that research question, and we also have the key limitation on the body of knowledge around that research question, and then my idea is being developed. Now I'm ready to write introduction section. The rest of the information, how to write how to use these key ideas and write the introduction section, I will update videos for you, and you can learn more about these concepts clearly. Okay, so but these practices are really, really important before we start next section. Okay, so that's where we have already covered these three parts: key issues, limitations, and my research question. Now I'm clear about these concepts. Although I'm not at that stage where I can write the key issue with reference to the literature, or limitation with reference to the literature, that I need to find. I will tell you how to do that, but at least I have idea about all these three parts of the introduction section, and that's why I'm ready for next section, and I can work with the search strategy and the rest of the steps for the systematic literature review. Okay, any question here? Because that was quite intense. So if you have any question at this stage, I would be happy to answer your question. Anyone having any question? Things are clear? Okay. Enough, can you just unmute your mic and ask questions so others can learn as well, and we can make it more interactive if it's possible for you? If you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Okay, I believe you are having some problem with your mic. So let me read your question. Your question is, must I use the same keyword in all database that I will search? Okay, remember, we haven't reached to that point where I will give you the clear keywords which we need to use for searching our literature. I am not at this stage for now. We are just having some ideas, some key concepts, the key words in the literature, but how to search relevant body of knowledge is another question, which I will cover in my next videos. Okay, these are just the concepts. Okay, I will tell you how to develop research question, keywords from the research question, which you are going to use in different databases. Databases, remember, we will use Cooper's database in this course, but you can use Web of Sciences, you can use PubMed, you can use any database, established database, not Google Scholar, not the Microsoft Academics. These are not really helpful website. They can bring everything, but we need, more restricted knowledge. When I restricted, it can also be said it is authentic knowledge. Okay, so we need to use Coopers or Web of Science, PubMed, or any of these databases which covers any specific field, because PubMed is for medical sciences. Some people, they are from medical background, they would be happy to use PubMed. It's okay. Then other databases are also available. But in this course, we'll be working on Scoopers because it's easily available. And the way we will be working with the Scoopers, you can work in the similar way with all other databases. That's really replication of the keywords which we'll be using. So that is applicable for all databases. That's why I choose Scoopers for any course most of the time, but I will upload how to use Web of Science and PubMed also. So don't worry, I'll give you all the relevant information. But for now, I want you to prepare your research question and your knowledge around your research question. Next video, I will upload that video very soon, where you will be learning how to use this research question for literature search and how to do literature search, everything. I will upload within the next week, and then you can understand how to develop keywords and how to use those keywords in different websites to search the relevant literature. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Anyone else having any difficulty, any question? I believe there are only 17 participants in this session. I believe this timing is not suitable for most of the participants. Uh, I will send one email and ask everybody to, if they want to change the timing for Sunday's class. I think Friday class was okay because there was many participants available on the Friday class. For Sunday, I believe it may be that due to the timing, many people would not be able to join this session. So I will send an email and ask them if they prefer any time. So please give me your feedback in that email so I can learn what time is best suitable for every one of us so we can interact more. Okay, any further question on this? Is it clear? Anything? Okay, if you are clear, please type in the chat box so at least I should understand. Kathy, can you unmute your mic if you have that facility and let's ask the question? Possible?
Absolutely. Hello, thank you very much. Yeah, I played already with Elicit to get some research questions that went all well. But then now that I'm playing with the spreadsheet, I realized that some papers can be categorized in more than one field.
Yes.
For example, they use different methodologies. I not just mixed method, but sometimes qualitative, then quantitative, or 4 studies in one paper. So, or even different theories or a myriad of perspectives. So my question, probably it's for a later stage of the course, but would be regarding to your experience to fit those studies in one category or the other for the purpose of then creating graphic or so. Yeah, thanks.
What's your field?
My field is entrepreneurship.
Okay, great. Okay, so the purpose here is because you are on the later stage, so I will give you feedback based on what you are doing. So you already have those Excel sheets and now you are learning from those Excel sheets based on the methodology, right? The methods of the research article and try to categorize it. What method are you using to do that? Are you doing it manually?
I'm doing it right now manually. Yeah.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to. There are many methods through which we can do this quickly.
Okay.
And without any hesitation here and confusion, because if you do manually, my experience is this: before this, I started with the manual process, the way you are doing it now. But along the way, I realized that we lose a lot of information. For example, the way you just told me, there are some articles which can be categorized in 2, 3, or 4 different categories, not one. Yes, that's possible. It's possible not just with one research article. There are many. If you do method based, if you do process based, so it means that you have different categories. Now, there are alternatives available for that. So what we will be doing in this course, I will teach you a few AI techniques and also some programs or software which will do same things for you. You don't need to do it. And once you have those categories with you, for example, in the entrepreneurship, you need to, we don't want all article to be presented in one category. We want them to be separate, maybe 3, 4, 5, so we can learn more in detail or in depth around that body of knowledge. So these software will help us to divide that research article into different categories, and then we will do the same process within those categories. And all this process would be automated, so you don't need to spend a lot of your time for working with that. And
that's good, because in the last class it was also some comment of someone who had this problem with the laborious work in the spreadsheet, right? And I think that's our pain right now.
I do agree, and a lot of time I face this difficulty because previously I was also doing manually and then transform those to quantitative analysis were really difficult. Now we have many tools which can assist us, so don't worry. that process would be very quick. And we are not far away from this point. Hopefully within next week, we'll be able to extract sheets and work on those sheets. And the primary goal for those Excel sheets is to categorize literature into different categories and then synthesize. So yes, we can do that. You don't need to spend a lot of time on that, and hopefully within next week we'll be able to do that. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Anyone else having any question? Okay, so let's move on with this. So what we learned, so let me just conclude today's working and my expectation from your work. So my expectations are simple here. You need to define your research question, and you need to, develop your understanding around your research question. When I say understanding, it means that you would be able to, list down the key concept around your research question, which I have just demonstrated how you can do that. Okay, so this is really simple process, and also you should be able to understand what are the key limitations around your research question, and in the same way you should be able to define key limitations clearly. Okay, so that's where we use AI to develop our ideas. Okay, and then our research question is already being formulated. So introduction part, or I believe it's almost clear, okay, with this session. So once you are done with your research question, you have your ideas, your research question is refined. So please post your research question in the chat box or the comment box, or you can use question answer Q&A session where let me show you here. When you have your, okay, so when you will be on this, start learning, and you will be having another this Q&A section. Okay, so you can ask any question directly using this Q&A on the main page of our learning management system, and I can reply to your questions here. Okay, so you can just ask me any question here and I'll try to respond to your questions. Okay, and if you have anything which you want to share in private, for example, some people, they are not comfortable with sharing their research question, you can email at info@theapra.org, and I will ask my team to compile all your queries and send me in a Word file, and I would happy to reply your question in the next session, or I can email you separately. Okay, so that's it for today's session, and wait for my upcoming videos. Once I will upload, maybe until Wednesday, I'll be able to upload module 3, where we'll be talking about the search strategy and extraction of the data. Hopefully within a few days I will upload, and I will ask my team to send you email once these videos are being uploaded, so you can have an idea and work with your key questions here. Okay, so thank you very much. Now, if any further question, otherwise we can just dismiss today's session.
Thank you, all clear.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, sorry, Gifty here.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, where am I supposed to post the questions, please? The research questions to you.
Okay, so there are two methods of doing it. I have explained that. Let me share again my screen. Okay, so you are on this portal, right? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so this is Q&A. If you have any question, you can just click here and ask your question. Okay, the second one is if you start learning, and if you are in a specific module and specific lesson, under that lesson you will find the overview exercise file and then the comment. Okay, so you can comment here as well according to the lesson you have learned. Okay, so if your question is general in nature, post it there, the first Q&A. And if you have something to talk about that particular video or particular lesson, please go ahead and click on these comments and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. If I do not respond there in those comments, I will be definitely responding to your question in the live session. So you can, whenever you are working and you have any question, please post that question in the comment or in the Q&A. If your question is general in nature, go for Q&A. And if it is related to some particular exercise, particular lesson, obviously you can use this comment section for. Okay, clear?
Thank you.
Okay, so I think for now, everybody should be ready with their research question. You need to use these AI tools for your understanding around your research question, develop that understanding, highlight the key concepts, and we are ready for next stage of the systematic literature review. And I'll be uploading videos for next lesson, hopefully before Wednesday. Remember, the live sessions are after the videos. Okay, I will always upload videos before the session. For example, the research question, I had already uploaded that video, and then we had that session today for research questions. Similarly, I'll be uploading the videos, try to make it until Wednesday. So you will be having 2 or 3 days to learn for that, and then we can have discussion around the next lesson around search strategy and how we use different databases. Okay, so that's the way this course will work. I think it's clear for everybody. Now we can dismiss and we can start our work. Thank you very much and have a very, very nice weekend. Goodbye. See you in next section.
Thank you, Dr. IQ.
Thank you.